Sailing on a sea of gray, with no idea which way is which. I used to follow your heartbeat, a steady, faithful, loving tick. But now the needle just spins round, pointing to the lost and found. I've got a broken compass, a shattered map. I'm falling right into the trap. I'm circling the place you left, of feeling lonely and bereft. Broken compass, north is gone. I'm just a ship that's drifting on aimlessly across the blue, with nothing left. Hold on to. I look to the stars for some sign, but even they don't seem to shine the way they did when you were here to guide my way, to make it clear I'm off course, I'm off track. There's no bringing the old world back. I've got a broken compass, a heart of rust, trusting in the wind and dust to take me somewhere I can rest, to pass this lonely final test. But maybe broken things can mend, maybe the journey has no end. Maybe the point was just to roam until I find my way back home to me. The compass points to me. I drove past our old street today, the one where we used to play. The house is painted a different color now. Just like us, I don't know how we got here. I saw her bench by the old oak tree, a younger couple looked like you and me. They were laughing, they were free, and it hit me. We can't go back, can't rewind, can't unlove or unfind the person that we used to be, before the pain, before the debris. We can't go back to the start, can't unbreak the broken heart. The road behind is washed away. We can't go back, we can't stay. Shatter out of reach, like seashells on a beach, crushed by the tide. chapters written can't be erased. The memories can't be replaced with lies. Forward is the only way, even on the darkest day. Past is a foreign country now, and I don't speak the language anyhow. So I'll stop trying to go back. I'll start walking down that track. I'll face the road that lies ahead, even if it's painted red with sorrow. I can't go back, but I can go on. The walls are the color of a midnight sky, the deepest ocean, a lullaby of sorrow that seeps in through the pores. I'm not living anymore, I'm just floating. The blue is everywhere I look, in every chapter, every book. I try to redefine the shore, but it just pulls me down for more. I'm drowning in blue, sinking slow in the sadness I can't let go. The waves of you keep crashing in. I'm gasping for the air I once had within. Drowning in blue, no hand to hold. In the sea of memories, dark and cold. I remember when blue was your eyes, a bright, clear, beautiful surprise. Now it's the color of the bruise left by the love I didn't get to choose. I'm in too deep, I can't find the floor. I keep knocking on a closing door. I'm drowning in blue, the current's strong, singing a sad blue, lonely song. The fish don't answer, the moon don't care. There's just the blue everywhere. But even oceans have a shore, a place where the blue is not a chore. And I'll keep swimming though I'm tired, till the blue is just the color I admire. Learning to breathe in the blue, finding a different point of view. The blue is still there, but so am I. I'm not drowning, I'm learning to fly above the blue. I planted flowers in the garden of my heart. Thought you watered them play your part, but you just let the weeds grow high and left my echinacea to die. They're supposed to heal, to mend, to soothe, but without your love, what's the use? It's the echinacea of empty in my soul, a remedy that's lost all control. It was supposed to fix the pain you caused, but now even the medicine is lost in the echinacea of empty. I stand alone with petals falling one by one like stone. Their purple heads are drooping low. They miss the care you didn't show. I tended them with shaky hands, trying to understand where we went wrong. They're beautiful, but they're not enough to patch up all the broken stuff. It's the echinacea of empty in my chest, a flower that failed its final test, to bring me peace, to bring me calm, to be a healing, soothing balm. But maybe they'll bloom again next year, when I've forgotten you, my dear, when the soil is fresh and the sun is new. The echinacea will find its breakthrough, and the empty won't feel so deep when the echinacea learns to keep itself alive. Got a shoebox full of faded pictures of various shapes and different fixtures of our life, of our time when you were mine and I was yours. The colors bleed, the edges curl, just like my heart, my little girl heart. Just faded pictures of a love gone by, Polaroids of you and I. The smiles are there, but they're not bright. They're fading slowly in the light of true faded pictures. That's all that's left of a love that I thought God had blessed. There's one of us at Niagara Falls. You're making funny faces, standing tall. We were so young, we were so free. Now you're just a memory to me. I look at them and try to feel the love I thought was so real. Just faded pictures, flat and thin, the boxes that the memories live in. They don't talk, they don't care, they just sit and stare and wait pictures can be put away. I don't have to look at them every day. I'll close the box, I'll put it on the shelf and learn to love myself. Faded pictures, goodbye. I'm closing my eyes. I called your name into the canyon of the past. The sound came back, but it faded fast. At first it was clear, it was strong and true. Then it got quieter, just like you. I strain to hear what used to be, but the echo's getting away from me. You're a fading echo in my mind, a memory I struggle to find. The words are blurring, the sound is low, the pain is learning how to go. You're a fading echo, soft and thin, the final whisper of where we've been. I used to hear you clear as day in everything I do or say, but now your voice is just a hum, a quiet beating, distant drum. It's not as loud, it's not as sharp, the music's leaving my poor heart. You're a faded echo, I can barely hear the laughter that I used to hold so dear. The I love yous are almost gone, I'm listening to a different dawn. And maybe that's the way it should be, for the heart to finally be free. The echo fades, the silence grows, and that's how the healing goes. Fading echo, goodbye. I can't hear you anymore. I was a rose in your garden, you were the sun, asking for pardon. I bloomed for you so bright and red, but now the colors fled away. My petals are falling one by over and done. I'm fading like a rose in the winter chill, losing my color, losing my will to stand up straight and face the light. Since you've gone and left my sight forever, fading like a rose, my head hangs low, a gentle wilting silent show of grief. You used to water me with love, now there's nothing from above, just the cold and bitter rain of a never-ending lonely pain. I'm turning round around the edge, I've fallen off the fence and fade to make new seeds, to plant for future loving deeds. And from my ashes something new will grow and blossom just for you. Or maybe me. Hello was a boomtown, wild and free, full of life and energy. Streets were crowded, lights were bright. We danced and loved through every night. But then the gold ran out, the people fled. Now there's silence in my head. This is a ghost town, love, empty and still, just the echo of a thrill. The saloons are boarded up and bare, there's no sign of life anywhere. Ghost town, love, the wind blows through the hollow halls where I loved you. I walk down Main Street in my mind, shutters hanging crooked and blind. The general store where we bought our dreams is full of dust and silent screams. A tumbleweed of memories blows across the dirt where our love grows. This is a ghost town, love, abandoned and cold. A story that's been told and sold for a promise that was never true. Now there's nothing left of me and you, but ghost towns have a beauty too, in the silence, in the view of what was once a living thing, before the death that time can bring. Ghost town love, I'm leaving this dust to Remember when our hearts beat as one, a rhythm under the sun. It was strong, it was loud, a proud and happy crowd of two. But now it's just a whisper in my chest, a sound that's barely passing the test. I feel my heartbeat fading for you, a slow and steady ado. The pulse is getting weak and low. The less you love me, the less I know the beat. Heartbeat fading, losing time. The end of the rhythm, the end of the ride. Is that I feel my heartbeat fading, slowing down. Losing you is the saddest sound, a flat line in the night, the end of our final fight for love. But hearts can learn to beat again to a different rhythm, a different friend. And when it does, it will be new. Heartbeat fading, but not gone. A new rhythm coming. I sat on the porch till the street lights came on, watched the neighbors come home one by one. I saved you a seat, I saved you a plate. I waited so long, I almost accepted my fate. The moon got high, the night got cold. I was just a story waiting to be told. I waited for you, like the tide waits for the moon. I waited for you, singing a lovesick tune. But the moon never rose on our street that night, and I waited for you till the morning light. I checked my phone 1,000 times, made up excuses, composed new lines. Maybe he's stuck in traffic, maybe he forgot. The truth was much crueler than any lying thought. The sun came up, it hurt my eyes to finally see through all the lies. I waited never do. I bit into a nectarine today. The juice ran down and I thought of May, when we were standing in the sun. A beautiful life had just begun. It was so sweet, it made me cry. A taste of a forgotten sky. It's the nectarine of grief, soft and round, a flavor of the love I found, lost in the summer heat. A memory so bittersweet. Nectarine of grief on my tongue, a song that hasn't yet been sung. The fuzz was soft against my skin, a gentle reminder from within of how you used to hold my face with tenderness and grace. One taste and I was back in time, in a rhythm, in a rhyme of us. It's the nectarine of grief, a golden tear for every single wasted year. The stone inside is hard and cold, just like the story that I told. But nectarines come back every year, and so will I, without the fear of tasting you in every bite. I'll learn to savor the light. Nectarine of grief, turning sweet, turning into me. I stand upon the shoreline of my mind, looking at the love I left behind. The water's dark, the waves are high, a never-ending one pulls slide. I used to swim here with you. Now I don't know what to do. Lost in the ocean of grief, drowning in the disbelief. The tides of memory pull me down in a sea of blue and brown. Ocean of grief, so wide and deep, a promise that I couldn't keep afloat. I'm fighting for the air. despair. I see a lighthouse in the distance, a glimmer of a new existence, but the waves keep crashing in my eyes, blocking out the sunrise. The current's strong, I'm getting tired. My broken heart is so expired. In the ocean of grief again. I'm at my mother's house, cleaning out the past, flipping through the pages that went too fast. This grandma at her wedding, so young and bright, and grandpa looking at her with all his might. They didn't know the years would go so quickly, like the melting snow. Old photographs, stories they hold of love that's young and love that's old. Faces that have come and gone, echoes of a favorite song. Old photographs, a paper time machine, showing me where I have been and who I used to love before, when I knew where my heart was full. I find one of you and me at the beach. We were so carefree, the sand, the sun, the way you held my hand. I forgot how good it was in that land. It's funny how a simple thing can make your lonely heart take wing. Old photographs, frozen smiles, captured moments, going miles away from who I am right now. I wonder when I forgot how to be proud of us, but I can't live inside the frame. It's not a life, it's just a game. I'll close the book, I'll say goodbye to the tears and the laughter in my eye, and put the old photographs away for another lonely day. For another lonely day. I get lost sometimes in the memory of a pair of eyes that looked at me like I was the only one who mattered, before my whole world world got shattered. They were pale blue like a winter sky, the kind of blue that makes you cry. Pale blue eyes, I see them still, looking at me across the hill of time and space, of what has been the bluest eyes I've ever seen. Pale blue eyes, they haunt my dreams, or so it always seems. They held a universe of light. They made the darkest days seem bright. They promised me a forever home, but now I face the world alone without them. I look for them in every face, but I can't find that special place. Pale blue are the window to your soul, the thing I never could control. They drew me in and held me fast, and now they're just a part of the past I avoid. But just the window, the house is empty now. I know I'll find a new view to admire, to warm me by a different fire. Pale blue eyes, fight if you, I'll find a new pair of eyes. Pale blue eyes, pale blue eyes, pair of eyes. I get lost, fade in view. I'll find a new pair of eyes. I gave you my heart, it was delicate and white. You held it up into the light. You said it was the finest thing, a treasure for a king, you said. But porcelain is made to break, a truth I learned a little late. You dropped my porcelain heart on the floor and watched it shatter, nothing more. You didn't even try to fix the thousand pieces of the tricks I I played on myself. Porcelain heart, so fragile and thin, the damage coming from within and from you. I try to glue it back together, but I can't make it last forever. The cracks are showing clear and true. A map of all I've been through. It's not as pretty as it was because of you, because of us. You broke my porcelain heart, it's in repair, a process I'm learning to bear, with gentle hands and patient soul, to make myself completely whole again. But Kintsugi makes it hard to fill the cracks and play the part of something beautiful and new, and that's what I will do. Porcelain heart, repaired with gold, a new story told. The more I fought to hold on tight, the more I sank into the night of your indifference, your disdain. I struggled, but it wasn't vain. Every step I took towards you pulled me deeper, pulled me through. It was quicksand love pulling me down, the saddest love in this whole town. The more I struggled, the more I sank into the quicksand of the rank and file of you. Quicksand love, I'm in too deep, a secret that my heart can't keep. You stood and watched me disappear. You never even shed a tear. You just observed my final breath as I sank into the depth of loss. You didn't reach a hand to save, you just watched me go to my grave. Quicksand love, a fatal trap, a love I couldn't ever map. It had no bottom, it had no end, just a slow and steady descent to nothing. But quicksand loosens if you're still, if you surrender to the will of gravity. You start to float and finally get a different note. Quicksand love, I stopped the fight and found the light. Some skies are on the surface, plain to see, a map of what you did to me. A line here, a mark there, a constant reminder of the wear and tear of love. The deepest ones are underneath. Scars you left upon my teeth. From bottom back the words I'd say to save a love that couldn't stay. These are the scars you left me, evidence of you, a permanent painful lifelong view of a love that cuts so deep. A promise that you couldn't keep. Scars you left me on my soul, they're the only thing I still control. Trace the line across my heart where you tore my world apart. It's hit a little, but it's still there, a reminder of the wear and tear. I wear them like a badge of pain in the sunshine, in the rain. These are the scars of a broken dream. They ache when the weather turns cold, a story waiting to be told. But scars mean healing, don't they? They mean I'm finding my own way. They show that I survived the fall, that I'm standing after all. Scars you left me are fading now. I'm learning how to wear them proud. I was a child reaching for a hand that wasn't there to help me stand. I grew up thinking love was earned, a painful lesson I slowly learned. I gave and gave, I tried so hard to earn my place in your backyard. And now I feel unloved always, deep in my bones, a feeling that I've always known, that I'm not worthy of the light, that I was born to lose the fight for love. Unloved always, a heavy chain dragging me through the pouring rain. I thought at last someone who can heal my past, but you just proved my fears were true, that I'm not worthy to and through of love. You left just like they all do, proving my point, making it true. I feel unloved always, a familiar friend, a story with no happy end, a girl who's destined to be alone on a cold and empty throne of sorrow. But what if the story's wrong? What if I've been singing the wrong song? What if I am worthy of the sun? What if I've been talking to the ceiling again, telling it my secrets, telling it my sins. It doesn't answer, it just stares right back. A blank canvas of everything I lack. I pour my soul into the air, hoping somehow you'd be there. But it's just wasted breath on a silent prayer. Wasted breath and nothing there. I'm screaming into the abyss of us, turning real love into dust. It's all wasted breath. I write you letters that I'll never send, words that fade and break and bend. I'm composing symphonies for deaf ears, painting sunsets through a veil of tears. Why do I try to make you feel when you taught me love isn't real? 'Cause it's just wasted breath on a silent prayer. Wasted breath, nothing there. I'm singing songs to an empty room. Loving you is just loving a tomb. I'm gonna save my air for something new, for a heart that beats, for a love that's true. I'm closing my mouth, I'm opening the door. I'm not wasting anymore. No more wasted breath on a gone goodbye. Wasted breath, I won't cry. I'm taking my voice, I'm taking my soul. I'm finally learning to let you go. No more wasted breath. There's a willow in the garden where I go to let my silent sorrows flow. Its branches hang down to the ground, the saddest, most beautiful thing I've found. It doesn't try to stand up straight, it just accepts its weeping fate. I am the willow of the weeping, bending low, letting all my feelings show. My tears fall down like autumn leaves, for the love my heart still grieves. Willow weeping, rooted